Hi everybody, and Happy New Year's here from us at Garden of the Gods Visitor and Nature Center. The new year can represent so many things for so many people. But for many people across the world, the new year is a chance to challenge yourself and try something new. This year, the Garden of the Gods Visitor and Nature Center is proud to be hosting a resolution running campaign. Did you know that every week on Thursday, we host a 5K fun run right here in the heart of the park where you can explore the trails, the rocks, the flora, and the fauna up close and personal? Well, for those who aren't actually a runner right now, or maybe have taken a break, starting something new can be really intimidating. So we partnered with some of our local friends here in Colorado Springs at Runners Roost in downtown Colorado Springs. They're going to be giving you some tips and tricks for getting out there and getting started and trying something new. Also at the park, we're starting a new series of a 5K training plan for some of our new runners or for those who just want to get back into it. We'll be giving you an idea of how to train and work your way up from a couch to a 5K in just 6 weeks. We'll give you more information on that on the end, but for now, let's go visit our friends in downtown and see what it takes to get started and try something new.
Gary from Runners Roost in Colorado Springs. Our address is 121 North Tejon Street. We have been here since 1977. We're the first run specialty store in the state of Colorado, and we've owned the store since 2004, so we've been in the running community for a long time. Obviously, for somebody that's starting out to run, the number one piece of equipment is shoes. It's a little bit like having a good set of tires for your car. You obviously don't want to run your car on the rims, and that's the same with a running shoe. And it can be quite confusing for that beginner. Obviously, we have a whole wall of shoes, and that can get quite confusing. You're looking around $120 for a good pair of shoes. The most confusing part is you can find shoes for $50, $60 that look very much like the $100, $120 shoes. Now, a lot of the shoe companies will use the same colors throughout their whole season. And so, we have a shoe here that's 120, but other shoe stores like DSW, Famous Footwear, big sporting goods, 5 stores like that will have the same type of shoe, or look like the same type of shoe in the same color, but it is not the same shoe. So things to remember when you're buying a shoe is, obviously the fit is number one. You always want to have a little bit of extra room in the shoe to allow your foot to swell. Most people will think that because their shoe size is maybe a size 8, that they would, like their regular shoe, that they're going to go with the same size with their running shoe. That is not the case. You normally go up a half a size, sometimes a whole size, to allow your foot to swell. Also, there are different types of supports in shoes. For people with flat feet, high arches, you want to make sure that you're in the right shoe. Because if you have a flat foot and you need the support in that shoe, you don't want to have a shoe with somebody that has a high arch, so that can get quite confusing, and that's why to go to a run specialty store like ours, we can actually guide you and help you with that correct fit. There's within that box of neutral shoes, there are so many different types of shoes. There are some more neutral than others, the same with the mild stability and the motion control shoes, so that's why we're here to help you with that fit. So one of the most common things with people that are running, or with any sport, is obviously injuries. How do you prevent yourself from getting injured? Obviously, number one is to have a good shoe. If you have a good shoe, then you're more than likely not going to get injured. But number two is to have your rest days, because there's always, if you have a goal, you always want to try and get to that goal very quickly. But I think to get to that goal slower, you'll probably get there a lot quicker than you think, because you don't want to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So it's always important to take your rest days as much as doing the days when you're training as well.
For anyone who might want to follow the Resolution Running 5K training plan here at the Garden of the Gods Visitor and Nature Center, you'll notice that we have designated days located throughout the week, every week, for the entire duration of the 6-week training plan dedicated specifically just for stretching and resting. There are 2 reasons for this. One is to prevent any injury from changing too much too fast, and the other is to keep your mind engaged with the big change that your body is undertaking and to prevent any burnout.
Some people can get confused about how to run, about their form. That can be developed through different types of running, and also with how much you put into your types of running. So for example, for somebody that's just starting out to run, you don't want to get into trying to increase your distance too quickly, because if you increase your distance too quickly and you have some poor form, you're just going to get very good at making that poor form better. You're not going to improve that form. So it's much easier to start off slower with breaks in between your runs to try and relax while you're running and help to control your breathing. Because if your breathing goes, then your form is going to go. So the best advice I can give is to start out slow with gaps. So for example, you could maybe walk for a minute and run for a minute and take breaks in between, because that is going to help you to get your breathing back, which is then going to help you with your form.
Hydration is another important key to success when starting out running. You should aim to start every new run already hydrated. This can be accomplished by drinking 17 to 20 ounces of water approximately 2 hours before you plan on completing your run. While running, if you plan on being out longer than 20 minutes, you should probably bring some water with you and plan on drinking 5 to 10 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes throughout the duration of your run. Once your run is over, the hydration doesn't stop. Drinking after your run is over is key to preventing injuries such as cramping and those dreaded side stitches. Remember, while running, if you start to feel thirsty, chances are you're already dehydrated. Though we're just starting out, looking in the future, if you plan on going out for a run or activity that lasts longer than 1 hour, you should contemplate adding some sort of electrolytes to your water in order to prevent cramping. This can be accomplished with a sports drink, an electrolyte powder, or an additional supplement like our friend Gary's going to tell us about.
Okay, one of the other most important things for your training is hydration and nutrition. That can also get very confusing. There's a lot of products on the market and there's something out there for everybody. One of the things that people do neglect here in Colorado is the amount of stuff they take during the winter time. They think because it's cold that you don't need to hydrate and take the nutrition that you would do in the summer. Obviously, when you're training in the summer, you sweat more and you're losing a lot of salts and electrolytes. And so there's a lot of products that are going to help replace that and put that back into your system to help you to train better. There are these small tablets here called Noon, which is a great electrolyte. There's also some goos that you can take that's going to help you as well if you're out there for a longer period of time. And then there's obviously something like Tailwind. There's so many different brands out there, and there is something out there for everybody. Going back to training during the winter months, because it is colder here and it's still very, very dry, it's more importantly to hydrate during the winter months, because your body is fighting to stay warm, and so you're actually burning more calories by trying to stay warm. So that's again why it's so important to use these products during the winter months as well as the summer months.
I hope that answered some of the questions you may have. It makes you feel a little bit more comfortable with getting out there and trying something new. Here at Garden of the Gods Visitor and Nature Center, we want to see you guys enjoy the park in any way you can, whether it's hiking, running, or walking. If there's something we can do to help you achieve that goal, we'd love to do it. To get more information on our training plan, you can email us at programs@gardenofgods.com. And remember, every Thursday, we'll be here ready and willing to help you make your dreams happen. Happy New Year's, and we'll see you all throughout the year.